I'll help you with your luggage.
Oh, well, thank you, young man. We're taking the stagecoach.
Dead. Somebody better call the police. Who was he?
Alfred Martin, architectural draftsman for an aircraft research firm. Just moved into the apartment a week ago. Didn't have time to make any real friends, let alone an enemy who would murder him.
Well, how about where he came from?
Lincoln, Nebraska. For what I got so far, he was the nicest guy in town. Dante, will you tell me something?
I'd rather go back to my club and help the boys count the receipts. It's almost closing time.
Why is it every time this office gets a pain in the neck, you're mixed up in it somehow?
I'm not mixed up in anything. I just happened to be around when somebody took a shot at somebody else. All I did was take a girl home and kiss her goodnight. And believe me, you're not much of an encore.
If I find out you knew this poor guy, if I even find out he was in your club for a drink...
You still won't know anything. How about it, Inspector? Are we going to say goodnight, or do I call a lawyer?
All right, go on. But don't go away for any weekends without letting me know.
Good deal. And if anybody else breaks the law before morning, don't call me about it, okay?
I want to talk to you.
Well, the first thing we can talk about is what you're doing out here this time of night.
I've been waiting for you.
In the alley?
Well, I didn't want to be seen asking for you in there.
Why not?
Because what I have to say is private. And as far as you're concerned, pretty important.
So far, that's just your opinion, but I'm listening.
Here?
All right, let's go inside.
There are people in there.
It's after curfew. The place is empty.
I don't know.
Well, if you make up your mind in the next 20 minutes...
Okay.
I think that new waiter is penciling in his own tips every time a customer uses a credit card.
Well, I'll keep my eye on it tomorrow night.
Is my memory growing feeble, or did you change partners in the middle of the evening?
Virginia's safely tucked in. This is Miss...
Nina Charles.
Miss Charles. This is Stu and Beth.
From Virginia to Nina, what a parlay.
And we were naive enough to wonder what was keeping you so late.
Well, it just so happened that I witnessed a murder on my way back here.
Anybody we know?
That's what Inspector Loeb has been asking me for the last hour or so. He hates to believe that my being there was just a coincidence.
I understand perfectly. After the success of my first lottery at school, my schoolmates at Cambridge voted me the person most likely to be suspected.
It wasn't a coincidence.
What wasn't?
You're witnessing the murder. As long as they're going to hang around, I'll have a drink.
Well, after 2 o'clock, you'll either have coffee or soda pop.
All right, coffee.
You mean you know something about the man who was killed tonight?
Not about him. I just know who killed him.
Well, don't you think you ought to tell a cop?
No. And if you tell one, he's going to find me the most surprised girl in San Francisco because I won't know what he's talking about.
I just left a police inspector who'd be very happy to take a crack at questioning you anyway.
Let him crack away. The chances are you won't be around to hear how it comes out.
Oh, really? How so?
Because that man was killed tonight by mistake. The murderer was after you.
Willie, do you think she's pulling some kind of an angle?
Yes, I am. I know something valuable. The name of the man who's out to kill you. I just put a $10,000 reward on his head. Now, you pay me the reward, and I'll tell you who he is. Very simple.
Very simple, if we could believe you. She may have heard about the murder and then dreamed up this clever extortion stunt. And then when we paid her the money, she would give us the name of some innocent John Doe.
Okay, forget it. Let go my arm.
You know something about that killing tonight.
I told you what I know. If you change your mind, I'm staying at the Linwood Apartments. But bring money. Don't waste my time.
That's 2 bodies you tripped over in the last 12 hours. So don't ask me who he was or why anybody should want to kill him.
He was my mechanic picking up my car. It was me they were after.
You mean this time?
Both times. A couple of poor guys just got in the way.
Thanks for admitting it. Now, who's they?
If I knew, do you think I'd keep it a secret?
How do I know what you do? Look, Dante, they're not throwing rotten eggs into your club or rolling customers in your men's room. They're out to kill you. Now, if you don't know who, you ought to know why.
I ought to, but I don't.
Willie, we heard...
I don't suppose you two know anything either. When they call the ambulance for you, Dante, just hope somebody's got more to tell me than I know right now.
Hey, Willie, that dame last night.
Yeah, I know.
I suppose you didn't tell the inspector about her.
Why should I let him scare her off?
Then you are going to pay her the money.
Well, I'm going to see her, that's for sure. And if paying her off is my best chance of staying alive, it'll have to do until something better comes along.
I know you like Fresh Step cat litter, but,
Surprised?
No. I just heard a news broadcast.
Thanks, I will come in. Comfortable, but $10,000 would brighten up the place considerably, wouldn't it?
If you mean I could walk out of this dump and throw away the key, you're right.
Something in your eye?
An accident.
But not nearly as fatal as the one my garage mechanic had this morning.
Yeah, well, blame yourself. You could have done something about it last night.
I'd rather blame you. Who's after me?
So far, Dante, you bore me.
5,000 now, and the rest when the information pays off.
Which means when you're safe and sound, I have your word for the other 5,000.
That's right. Just like I have your word for that 5,000.
All right, Dante. I suppose in business, both sides have to make concessions.
Let's start with his name.
Let's stop right there.
Now what?
The rest of the money, throw it to me.
From business to plain robbery, is that it?
Come on. I was ready to play fair last night, but you wanted to be smart. And what we both didn't figure was that my friend was staked out near your club, ready to take another shot at you.
So when I didn't come out, he settled for wiring a little dynamite to the ignition of my car.
I suppose. But he did see me come out last night.
That explains the black eye.
Yeah, well, it could have been worse. I told him we could get some real money from you, instead of the few $100 he's getting for the job, but he's been a punk for so long, he can only think one way.
You mean in his own twisted fashion, he's loyal to the guy who hired him. But I don't suppose you'd understand that.
Listen, when you've been living cheap as long as I have, you understand what's in your pocket, and that's all.
Calling your friend?
Yes. I've got the money, he gets you. Everybody's happy.
Except me.
Oh, well, that's tough. Johnny? Yeah. Guess who's here? Willie Dante. No, I'm not kidding. He came to make a deal. Oh, he doesn't know anything except that I'm holding a gun on him right now. Look, he brought the money with him, and I've got it. For us, Johnny. Well, your boss doesn't have to know, does he? I mean, if you take care of Dante, he's getting what he wants. Who does it hurt if we pick up a little gravy? Well, he's here. Do you want him or don't you? Okay, 10 minutes, but hurry up.
Just like that, huh?
Why not? As long as you figured to get it anyway, this is the best way all around.
Well, do we just stand here and wait?
No. Go ahead, sit down. Oh! Oh, my legs! Oh, you burned my legs!
That's tough. You'll live for a while. Long enough for your boyfriend to come over here, then we'll all sit down and have a little talk.
You don't know Johnny. He won't tell you anything no matter what you do.
I know his type, and so do the police.
Johnny's dumb, but he's no pigeon. He's got alibis for where he was last night and this morning. If you know what's good for you, you'll get out of here.
I know what's good for you and Johnny. Let's start with who hired him and why. Okay, honey.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to let you find out how it is to be on the wrong end of a shooting gallery. Come on in, sucker.
Hey, what is this? You dirty little...
Johnny!
He's out cold, and he'll stay that way for a while. But the last thing he'll remember is that you brought him over here for me to slug. Now, little girl, who and why? All right, wait for him to wake up or go hide in an alley. But when he finds you, I'll lay you even money you won't have a chance to open your mouth.
Wait. If I tell you what I know.
No. No money, Nina. The only thing you get on my side is a chance to live.
Oh.
Okay. The guy who hired Johnny just got into town from someplace in China.
Chinese?
I don't know. I never saw him. I just heard him and Johnny on the phone. Johnny called him Pete.
And that's all you had to sell for $10,000?
I would have made up some more if I'd had to. Like your friend said last night.
Pete from China. It's a big help.
It's all I know, honest. Please, what am I going to do?
All right. Here's the key to my office. Go there, lock yourself in until I get back.
Where are you going?
To find out how many Petes just got in from China.
omelette is merely a steak cooked in a pot. I feel sure that the chef will... Excuse me. Well, at last.
Girl upstairs?
Yes, we didn't understand, but you had your key, so we... What's wrong?
The guy who's sitting at this end of the bar. Dark, skinny fella, with his back to us. How long has he been here?
Well, about an hour or so. Why?
He's the fellow who's missed me twice so far.
Well, then.
No. He's just the gun. I want the guy who pushes his buttons. Give me a chance to back out of here around the alley and up to my office. Then you and Biff put him on ice and call me when you're finished.
Very well.
Don't you watch what you're doing?
Sorry. Well, what happened? Well, don't eat me, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're sorry, but look at this.
Well, if you'll just accompany me to the lounge, I'll get someone in to clean and press you in no time at all. As for you, you clumsy oaf, I'll talk to you later.
Well, it better not take all night.
It'll only take a minute, sir, I assure you.
What do you think you're...
Inside, quick. Close the door.
Pietro.
A long time, eh, compadre? I see you've taken care of my stupid friend. I planned you would. You see, I discovered the secrets of your office while I'm away.
He found me here. When I heard a knock, I thought it was you.
Be quiet. Finish what I tell you.
What's she doing?
Writing a confession, eh? How she made up a whole story about a man named Pete. How she and her boyfriend, that Johnny, how they made up between them to scare some money out of you, no?
I don't get it, Pietro. Why you? Why me?
The old partners, eh? Me, the Portuguese, and the smart Willie Dante. You remember? We do all right on Macau, eh?
Yeah, we ran a pretty good casino while it lasted.
Yeah, while it last. But you went back to America. And me, I went to a British jail in Hong Kong. There, you see how they catch me? 5 bullets break the bone and they take off my leg. Why do you think I send that stupid one after you instead of me myself, huh? Something to remember you for, eh, compadre? To remember 5 years.
I told you that smuggling operation was a sucker trap.
Yes, you told me. Maybe you're totally British, too, eh? So you get the whole casino for yourself, eh?
That's not true, Pietro. The Portuguese government on Macau closed us up after you were arrested. They kept every dime we had.
Yeah, that is right. But now they know they make a mistake. Now they decide they gotta give the money back. $100,000, compadre. 50 for you, 50 for me.
I didn't know that.
I know. Now you know. But the Portuguese law says if one partner is dead, the other gets everything. That is how you pay me back for this, Willie. Yeah, you see all the things I find? You see, you come back here. You find the girl trying to open your safe. You get mad. You make her confess like she is doing now. But she finds your gun. She shoots you. But before you die, you catch her and... You finished? Answer. But I'll listen.
Hello?
It's all done, Willie. Your friend is dozing in the storeroom, waiting to be served up to the police. Everything all right up there?
Well, I had a little trouble with the girl, but everything's under control now. I won't be needing you anymore.
He won't be needing us anymore.
Well, that don't sound like Willie. Hey, maybe he's putting an act on for the girl.
Take care.
If 50,000 is all you want, I got more than that in the safe and no questions asked.
No, compadre. Like you say, I want to pay you back more than even I want the money. Sign. I tell you, sign.
Why should Willie give us the signal? We just talked to him.
Go now. Move in front. Both of you. Anyone else comes in, he dies too.
Willie, I was just wondering.
Not now, Stu.
But this is important.
Willie, duck! After that flip-flop you did with the signal and the phone, we didn't think it'd be smart to both come through the front door. What do you want me to do with her?
Sit her down.
Who's this one?
An old compadre. Hey, Pietro?
Also an old gambler like you, Willie. Well, one must lose if another must win.
Stu, call the police. I didn't think you two would still be here.
Oh, we figured we'd wait for you. Hey, you know, Stu's been telling me about that red velvet casino you used to run with that Pietro creep.
Pietro booked for murder in San Francisco. He wasn't a creep when I first knew him. I ever show you these?
Well, dice, so what?
Pietro introduced me to the girl who gave me this one. The strangest, most beautiful girl I've ever known.
And the other one?
She had a twin sister.
How lucky can you get?